Hello everyone, welcome to Comic 47 Vlogs, and we're going to be reviewing the comics of this week. And I wasn't able to review the ones from last week, and I think I wasn't able to review the ones from the week before. I've been busy. I'm also traveling, but I was able to get some comics this week. Um, Actually, I was able to get all the ones that I wanted. So here's the stack, right? Here's the ones that I got, and let's get into it. So, uh, with comic books, there's Marvel, DC, and then there's indie titles. And an interesting thing is, here, let me show y'all, is that there's this new thing that released from Image Comics, which is the previews for January, right? I do believe, yeah, this is for January 2025. And that's wild because Marvel and DC are like the two big companies. But recently, independently owned creators and writers have started making comics and they've been selling a lot. So now Image has their own set of like preview titles and what this is essentially a catalog of like upcoming comics and stuff that are coming out. And I think it's really interesting and fun because now I can actually see what comics to look forward to with Image Comics. So that's really nice. Yeah, and we have an indie title called La Calavera. Um, I come from a Mexican family. Well, half of my nationality is Mexican. So I think it's interesting. I know very fluent Spanish, so if they say things in Spanish, I'll understand it. And the word calavera translates to skull, so it's like a skull detective. I don't know if you could see that. It's really interesting. It's a very like 1940s noir-esque story, mixed with a bit of a Latino, um, how do you call it? Culture in it, and it is, and I do believe it's specifically Mexican because, well, it is because of the Dia de los Muertos, and that's a very Mexico celebrated thing. So I haven't read it yet, but it looks interesting. Okay, so this is the this is like if you're new to comics and you haven't been reading Spider-Man, or even if you're a an avid reader of comics, Spider-Man hasn't been doing too well, okay, for like the past how many issues? This is issue 61. So issues 1 through 60 have been an absolute train wreck. The writer doesn't care, the editor doesn't care. It's a mess, okay? It's a mess. Marvel has been doing good with the other titles, but Spider-Man is just not it? This is kind of like, I guess, a soft reboot. This is the first time they changed writers. This is I think someone named Kelly. I forgot who the last name is Kelly, but the artwork is 10 out of 10. Like Ed McGuinness is a really talented artist, and of course the colors too, and the inker. And but the thing about the deaths of Spider-Man is that why do they think that we want to see Spider-Man die excruciatingly 8 times? We're tired of seeing Spider-Man dying and suffering and getting tortured. Was the whole complaint about that readers were talking about, and now they kill him 8 times. But at the same time, I wanted to get it because of curiosity, and it's entertaining. I think mostly the art is what makes it entertaining. The story's not bad, but the story just feels like something that you would see in a miniseries and not like a main Spider-Man title. It kind of feels like an 8-part miniseries that's like on the side of the main Spider-Man title, if that makes sense. This doesn't feel like a main Spider-Man story, but I am probably going to keep reading. Maybe I'll read next month's. I'm 50-50 on it. Yeah, so think about that when you get it. So I still think it's worth getting. I always think it's worth getting issue ones, or I guess the first arcs or whatever story arc. It's always worth getting the first one just to try it, and then if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. So this is Batman Uncovered. Batman Uncovered is all these DC titles that say Uncovered on it. What it basically means is that it's just a series of um, like of covers, of all the covers and variant covers from a certain character. Not all of them, but like some recent ones that looked pretty cool. So I'll show you like an example. So, they kind of have this introduction thing, and then they get into like the pictures, and that's it. It's really just a poster book. And, me as an artist, I really appreciate it and I really do like it. So for me, it's worth getting. Even as a comic fan, I think it can be worth it. Looks really nice. Even if you just like tear out a page and use it as a poster, you could do that too. It is $6. It is a bit pricey. I do get it discounted at my comic shop. I get my comics at a slight discount. So for me, I think something like $6 is like a dollar less for me, but still, it is a little pricey, but I, for me, it's worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, so two Absolute Batman titles came out this week, and if you're wondering what that means, this is the main title that came out today, Absolute Batman #2. I haven't read it, but I already know this is going to be really, really good because Scott Snyder has been setting up Absolute Batman. Issue 1 was amazing, and this is issue 2. Issue 2, I don't know what's going to happen. Apparently it is Batman versus Alfred. They're not just showing it in the cover just to make you buy it. I think that really is what happens in this issue. So that's Batman, and actually this is on my pull list, meaning I pre-ordered it because I was afraid they were gonna sell out. Because if the issue #1s did sell out, like in every store worldwide. It's crazy. So the reason why I say there's two Absolute Batman titles this week is because there's Absolute Batman issue 2, and then there's a reprint of issue 1, but a noir edition. And again, I bought this because I'm an artist, and I just really, really appreciate artwork a lot. Just that much more because like I'm an aspiring comic book artist, and just I like doing all kinds of different artworks. But lately I've been really just wanting to get into the comic book art industry. I think freelancing might be for me personally. That's a whole nother topic. But anyways, so this is the noir edition. This was $5, same price as the #1, but it's literally just the inks. Like, it's just the inked version of the comic, but it really gives you a perspective of how much of a difference it makes once the comic book is color. And for me, it really helps. I'm always looking for these kind of like director's cut style sort of comics, or like noir editions or stuff like that, because it really helps me understand how much detail I need to put into a comic book, what was behind the artist's mind. Because this person, Nick Dragotta, he does the pencils and the inks, so he does both of them, and that's not easy to do. Especially if you're doing a big title like Batman, where you have to like put a lot of effort into all the scenes and this and that. But yeah, he does the inks and the pencils, so you can see the difference between, once you add color, it really puts things into perspective. So yeah, I'd say this is still worth it, even if you're not an artist. But that's just me. Also, they have a foil variant, by the way. I thought that was pretty cool, but I just wanted to get this one because it made it seem more like kind of classic paper looking, kind of retro style. I don't know, I liked it. So we have Deadpool #8. Speaking of Latino comics, because earlier I was talking about Calavera. I do believe I don't know where she's from, but she's Latina. This is Deadpool's daughter. So pretty much on Deadpool issue 7, if you're not really caught up with what's going on. Actually, I don't even read Deadpool like ever. I'm not that big on Deadpool. But last month's issue, they introduced a new Deadpool. And I was like, okay, well, let me just read it, see how it is. And it's super fun. I love it. I love it. I haven't read this one yet. I read last month's, and it was really enjoyable because basically Deadpool has a daughter, and Deadpool is dead for now. Or like, I guess his healing factor didn't work and he just died like straight up. And comics, they always bring back a character eventually, but for now he's dead. And she's trying to find a cure for him, for his healing factor, and it's just not working. And then Taskmaster is, I guess, kind of like a father figure to her, and it's really wholesome, and I just love it. I don't know. And then she also has like a dog, like a dog with the Carnage symbiote, but the dog's really wholesome too. It's like a giant dog. I don't know. It sounds funny, but it's really actually the writing's pretty good, and I love it. So, I would recommend this series based on what I read from issue 7. Issue 8 is probably good too. Haven't read it, but we'll see. Uh, Ultimate X-Men number 9. Y'all are not gonna believe this, but I haven't even finished. I have to read all 9 issues, okay? Because I read like Ultimate X-Men up to like issue 4 or something. I read like a bunch of the Ultimate titles up to like issue 4 or 5. And then I forgot what happened in the Ultimate Invasion trade paperback, like the 4 issues that led up to the whole Ultimates thing. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm kind of lost and I forgot what's going on. So I'm gonna reread the main uh, Ultimate Invasion title, and that took me a while. And I wrote down a whole bunch of like notes, and maybe I'll explain that in another video. But yeah, and then I did that. Now I'm barely gonna catch up to Ultimate X-Men and Ultimate Black Panther, and I'm pretty much caught up on Ultimate Spider-Man for the most part. So yeah, I need to read, but I read pretty quickly. Like if it's like all in one, if I like binge read, I can do it. So yeah, Ultimate X-Men number 9, very new reader friendly. So if you're like have no idea what I'm talking about or what the Ultimate Universe is, just read Ultimate X-Men Volume 1. It's already collected in a paperback by now. You could just do that, honestly. Um, this is Werewolf by Night, issue 4. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Also, like the cover is a little spicy. I'm just saying. And I kind of like it. Anyways, um, these two are so cute together. They're like okay, so he's like a werewolf that this is sounding like Twilight. I don't know why. Okay, anyways, he's a werewolf by night, you know, when the moon goes full, and he just cannot figure out how to fix it, and he feels guilty, but she just doesn't give up on him. Um, but you know, this is one of those titles that came out during like Halloween and the hype during the Halloween season. And I thought, okay, it's a one shot. Let me just get issue 1 and just kind of read it for fun because it's Halloween and whatever. But I was like, oh wait, this is actually good, and this is not just a one shot, but an ongoing series. Like, I'm gonna keep reading, and I did, and it's actually really enjoyable. Issue 2 had Moon Knight in it, so if this trade paperback comes out in the future, like honestly, like I would get it. Like, if whoever's watching this video, y'all could get the trade paperback and like enjoy this series during Halloween season. It would be nice. It's really fun. This is the Red Band comic. So basically, what Red Band comics are is like they have this like plastic slip, so that people who aren't like adults don't read it. In this case, it's because of violence. Really, the only difference is it's the exact same comic. They have a Red Band version and they have a regular version. The Red Band version just shows more blood and a little bit more like, just a little bit more violent, but it's not that much of a difference. It's like, for example, someone gets uh, like their arm slashed, right? In the regular version, it's just gonna show like a silhouette of that or just some blood. But then in this version, it's like a whole bunch of blood or whatever. But I don't know. It doesn't make that much of a difference. But it's just fun to have like a more gritty version every once in a while with Marvel. Those are all the comics that came out this week. But I kept looking at this cover, and then I was like, I haven't given Harley Quinn a chance, the series. Um, I don't know. I'm just not that. I don't know. I haven't been that much of a Harley Quinn fan, but I like her at the same time. I don't know. It's like I consume a lot of Harley Quinn media, but not actually read the comics for some reason. And then I thought about that, and then I'm like, well, I mean, they're starting with the new All In titles, so why not, right? So yeah, this comic came out like 2 weeks ago, but I just kept looking at it week after week until I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna try it, and I did, and I liked it. Um, it's a really fun, you know, art style. You know, Harley Quinn is a raging bisexual, and that's like amazing. Like, and then I don't know. She just goes on like random adventures, and she's visiting her old like hometown. Um, it's a really fun comic. This is her new outfit, um, and I really like this variant cover. This is the original cover. So if you go to your local comic shop, you're gonna find this cover. And yeah, those are all the comics that I got for this week. I know it seems like a lot, but it's really not. Because technically this is not from this week. So this is, and then also the this is just a free preview thing that they give to you, so it's not technically a comic book. And then not only that, but like for example, the Batman Uncovered is not like a thing you read. You just look at pictures, right? And then and then in my case, I can't read Ultimate X-Men yet because I'm not caught up. So it's like, really, this is just like, it's just like 4 or 5 comics for me to read this week. Um, and the rest are just kind of there. But yeah, but with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all hopefully next week. If not, I'll do it when I get a chance. Okay, bye.